Welcome to our lesson of cookery for lockdown. And today I inventoried my cupboards and my fridge and I found many ingredients I could use for today's dish. So I decided to make a meatloaf. Just because it's one of these dishes that you can throw whatever you want and create a nice meatloaf. I will try to make it to look like a bunny, which is nice for the Easter table. Although people tend to say that my Easter bunny looks more like a rat, but we will see. I know it's not Easter yet, but it's not far away, so it's a useful kind of recipe for that time. Okay, so let's see what I found in my cupboards and in my fridge that I will use for today's dish. So I will use 500 grams of turkey mince, some mushrooms. I need to use half of the onion, clove of garlic, a piece of leek, 1 carrot, 2 tablespoons of breadcrumbs, one for the mix and another one for the surface of my meatloaf, some olive oil for frying, pinch of black pepper to season mincemeat, a teaspoon of thyme as well to season my mince, pinch of salt, an egg which I will beat, and I will use half of it for the mix and half of it to brush the meatloaf, some grated cheese. And now I'm getting to the bunny decoration bit. So I will use some peppercorns for bunny eyes, some bay leaves for ears and a tail, and some spaghetti to create whiskers. Then I will use a baking tray with a foil in it, a frying pan and spatula for my vegetables, egg beater and brush, tablespoon and teaspoon for measurements, green knife and green chopping board for vegetables, a bowl for beating the egg, and a grater for my mushrooms and my carrot. Okay, so I can start cooking because, as you can see, my hair is up, my apron is on, my hands washed, so I'm ready to cook. But before I start anything, the first thing I need to do, I need to preheat my oven to number 7 of a gas mark or 200 degrees if you have a different oven. So my oven is getting ready for the meatloaf and I will start the preparation. So first thing first, I will chop my onion, my leek and my garlic. As usual, onion has to be chopped using bridge and claw method, which I really hope you learned by now. So first thing, I will cut my onion into halves. And now I'm cutting off the pointy bits from both halves. And making sure that hairy ends stay, as it helps to keep the onion stable while chopping and prevents it from sliding, as well as this protects your fingers from cuts. Okay, so now I'm peeling one of the halves. Then forming a claw with my hand and cutting onion across, but not all the way through. I'm stopping just before the hairy end. Then turning the onion and chopping it finely, making sure that all the pieces are the same size, which is called uniform chopping. And when I come to the hairy end, I discard it, and I have finely chopped onion pieces. So my onions are ready, and I can start frying them. But first I will preheat my frying pan with some oil in it. I'm covering my pan with oil. Normally 1 tablespoon should be enough. But I'm so used to cooking that I don't measure oil anymore. Remember, all the handles should stay inside for your own safety. So now onions go into the frying pan. And now I can chop the leek and the garlic. I'm chopping my leeks as small as I can, just because it's going to the meatloaf and all the ingredients have to blend in together. And remember, while you're chopping something else, don't forget your onions, because they tend to burn very fast. And when onions start frying, reduce the heat. So now my onions are golden brown, so I will add chopped leek and fry for about 2 minutes. Okay, so my leek softened up, so I can add garlic. And fry for about a minute. Okay, so now I'm switching off the heat that I can prepare carrot and mushrooms. So I'm adding the grated carrot to the frying pan and grate some mushrooms. So now I'm adding mushrooms to the frying pan. Washing my mushroomy hands. And turning back the heat on to fry all vegetables for a few more minutes. And I will add a bit more oil because carrots tend to soak the oil. So 1 extra tablespoon of oil. So my vegetables are fried and soft, so I can start mixing everything together and forming my meatloaf or Easter bunny. Okay, so firstly I will season my mincemeat by adding 1 teaspoon of pepper, then a teaspoon of thyme. To be honest, when it comes to seasoning, I don't believe in strict measurements. It's all about the taste and preference. So if you like it spicier, you can add even more pepper. Okay, a bit of salt, 1 tablespoon of breadcrumbs. Now I need to beat the egg. So I'm adding half of my egg, because the other half will go on the top. Okay. Now we'll grate some cheese, and I'm using non-dairy cheese. That's a message for my vegan students. Adding cheese to my mince. And now the last thing, I'm adding fried vegetables to the mix. And now I will mix everything together. And now the exciting bit, forming this meatloaf into a bunny. Does this look like a bunny? Not yet. It will look like a bunny, I promise. So before I start decorating my fake bunny, I will brush it with the remaining egg. Then I will add another tablespoon of breadcrumbs, just sprinkle on the top. And spread all over. And this will create the nice crunchy finish for the meatloaf. And now the decorating part. So I will find perfectly looking bay leaves. That's a difficult task. Found one. So this is ear number 1. Ooh, found another one. So now we have 2 bunny ears, a smaller bay leaf for a tail, then peppercorn for the eyes and nose, and few spaghetti for the whiskers. So down here. Does this look like a bunny? I think it does. A bit fat bunny. Okay, so this is going to the oven for about 15-20 minutes. And I will be serving it with some potatoes and carrot, but you can eat it with any side dish you like or any salad you like. So it's been 20 minutes and my meatloaf is ready. My bunny, or whatever creature I managed to produce here, is all ready, and now I will plate it up. So I'm serving my meatloaf on the bed of parsley. So here you go. Maybe not the nicest looking bunny, but definitely the nicest tasting one. And as I mentioned before, you can serve it with any type of side dish you prefer and any type of salad. Of course, I chose potatoes just because I'm from Lithuania and we love spuds. And my message for my vegetarian and vegan students: you can substitute mincemeat with corn mince to make this meatloaf. Good luck making this dish. I hope you will like it. Please send me your photos and answer to my evaluation questions. You have 2 days to complete this assignment. I hope you enjoyed this course.